All right. What is up, y'all? It's episode 63 of Your House, Our Rules. A lot of stuff's happened this week. We got Mike back, fucking finally. It's been like 2 months. You saw him for about 10 minutes, and then me and Jeff had to continue on doing it or whatever.
Very busy.
So, very busy. Fucking, what you been up to? Exactly.
Dude, all kinds of shit. Work's been crazy.
Yeah.
You know, responsibility of being in a relationship, work, family stuff.
Yeah. You were gone fucking...
I was gone out of town. I never go out of town. So... Here I am.
But here you are. You got a nice little vacation. Come back better than ever, right?
Yeah, dude. Look tan, look beautiful. Butt snorkelers back in action, baby.
Butt snorkelers back in action. I'm surprised that you don't still have the hat on.
I mean, the hat's pretty dope, isn't it?
It is pretty
Yeah,
dope
my
hat.
buddy Kurt gave that to me. Shout out to Kurt.
Shout out Kirk. Fucking
that's right.
Giving up old sailor hats, fucking butt snorkeling.
Booty snorkeler. That's right.
So, fucking, anyway. Moving on. Let's, how you been, Bailey?
Who cares?
Oh, damn.
I've been all right.
That's right.
Because I haven't seen
right.
both of you in a while on it. No, I had you on there fucking...
Yeah, I was at your house.
Yeah, I had a couple of health issues and fucking haven't been doing it a lot this past couple days or whatever. I did one with Jack just to try and get shit out, but now we're here, fucking, and we got some stuff in the news. This whole Sound of Freedom thing has kind of come out of nowhere. I wasn't really expecting to see all this, but all of a sudden... on YouTube and stuff like that, I see a bunch of podcasts for this thing called Sound of Freedom, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's fucking Mel Gibson's Jesus. I don't know how to say his name, Henry Cavill or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Playing in this movie about, these international, like, sex trafficking rings or whatever, and it's apparently a pretty graphic movie about some of this, like, child pornography that's being sent around and all that good stuff, so... it's been raising a bunch of, been really dividing people because some people are like, oh, it's this super right-backed QAnon fucking
conspiracy theory stuff,
shit,
yeah.
fucking, and then you have stuff where like some of the theaters like are getting ready to show the actual showing of the movie, and it's just like they're shutting down for the stupidest reasons or whatever.
AC is off.
Yeah,
It's hot.
Just in that theater.
Yeah, crazy shit like that. But I mean. Shit, fucking, it's out. I know a couple people that went and saw it. I actually started watching the first, 30 minutes of it. I found some fucking, cammed version online. And not the best movie, I would say, but...
To be honest with you, it doesn't
message.
look like it's that good of a movie.
No,
I haven't watched it,
nah.
but just the shit I saw online, I was like, I really don't need to watch this movie. Like, I don't know.
No, and I didn't really get into, the meat and potatoes of it, the real thickness of it, but apparently it starts getting, a lot more graphic and stuff, but there was definitely implied fucking child rape in the fucking beginning of the movie and stuff like that. So it's rubbing people the wrong way, and some people are really happy that it's out or whatever because it's bringing attention to these trafficking rings and shit like that. So
And it's bringing attention to some of the Hollywood individuals that maybe have been involved indirectly in this situation. And I think that Mel Gibson's getting shit for it big time.
Mel Gibson is?
Yes.
Why would?
Because he's calling people out in Hollywood that...
For doing the pedophilia and shit like that?
that are potentially involved in these things.
Yeah, I mean, and you would think that it's such an outlandish thing that these things would not happen, but we have proof with Jeffrey Epstein and stuff like that. Excuse me.
If there's proof with some of these other individuals, then they need to be held accountable for that shit because that's foul.
There's an entire flight log that they have for Epstein and some of the celebrities that have been there or whatever.
Yep.
But of course, anytime that happened, and apparently they made some court releasings for the Ghislaine Maxwell trial or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what happened that week to help cover it up?
What?
The submersible that fucking exploded.
Yeah.
So it's these things start getting in this timing that it's are they really trying to cover this shit up? And fucking, I know Disney's taking a lot of heat because Disney's doing their whole progressive fucking go woke thing. And they originally had the rights to this movie, and some other company bought it out, and they released it, and it wasn't supposed to. It had a $10 million budget compared to normal Disney films are $100 million or some shit like that, and it's just absolutely slaying the box office that it came out.
It's killing it.
Yeah, and that's with apparently people coming up and just getting their movies canceled.
Right,
so.
that's crazy. That's the crazy part of this.
I wonder how true it is.
The child trafficking?
No, I'm talking about them shutting it down in movies and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. The amount of shit that I've seen on it, it kind of the thing that I don't understand is why does the movie theaters have anything to gain from shutting it down? Like,
I don't know. Maybe it came up.
The movie
maybe it
theaters
came from
are
the
not
top.
owned by the people. Yeah, I mean, they're owned by people that are just private owners of movie theaters.
I'm guessing that fucking maybe corporate sends something down from the top or something like, hey, we don't want this. It's a little bit too graphic. And the thing about it is, it's such like such a sensitive topic that like you can reasonably see why some people wouldn't want that topic to be talked about. Like,
I mean, I get it, but
the beginning of the movie, like he's basically coercing this fucking pedophile into thinking that he's a cop or like he's a fed that wants to fucking like rape a child. And like he starts getting him in, like indoctrinating the fucking pedophile into it or whatever, and he finally gets him. And then it's like at the beginning of the movie, they're talking with another agent, and the one agent quits because he's like, I just can't do this anymore. I've seen too fucking much and shit. And you start getting into the thing like, yeah, they've busted a lot of pedophiles, but how many kids have they actually saved? So then apparently he starts going into Colombia where they're doing all this shit and fucking infiltrating this sex trafficking ring.
Yeah, no, I don't know how people can stomach doing that to a child, like, or just being around it, like. And who Matthew McConaughey, he's called out people for the sex trafficking, and so has, who's the guy from that 70s show?
Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher has, and his wife has, like, they've had to seen shit to be able to call people out on it and be like, what the fuck is going on? Jim Carrey calls people out on that type of shit.
Well, I think once you're fucking in the community or whatever, I mean, there's always this kind of like stigma to like up and coming artists, like music artists or like actors and stuff, whatever. Apparently it's really hard to make it in Hollywood without like essentially fucking your way to the top. So there's a lot of just sexually depraved people who have infinite fucking money that fucking, I think they're just end up chasing dragons. And once it gets to a certain point, you kind of get into like the Bohemian Grove type thing where all those guys are kind of fucking getting blackmail on each other so that they don't have to, so that they're like in it together and fucking, they won't say my shit if you don't say your shit and fucking.
I didn't know about the Bohemian Grove until I saw a video on TikTok. That shit's crazy.
It's very crazy.
Fucking
look up Mark Dice.
Alex Jones fucking taking that
he's
video.
The one who revealed
That's
it.
insane.
Yeah. Mark Dice and Alex Jones. Look them up, man.
I just watched a podcast with Alex Jones, and it's like a new one that came out like a week ago, and he starts talking about it. So I looked it up, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. I mean, that's the thing.
I don't know. I don't get it.
But they get away with it. That's the thing. They get away with it. Nothing ever happens. No one ever really. I mean, you can call them out as much as you want, but unless something's done, then they're just going to continue to do it.
Right.
And act like it's no big deal.
And I felt like with the movie, the way it was kind of being set up was like, sure, it could be this alt-right, like QAnon fucking conspiracy theory and stuff like that, but when it comes down to it, they say even at the beginning of the movie just how hard it is to fucking to save a child, to take down these pedophile rings and stuff like that.
It's not just talking about actors, is it?
Well, the actual guy who they're playing or whatever, he was the one who took the step and went to Colombia and fucking infiltrated this thing. How many people are really going to do that? So what does a propaganda piece do that they're just releasing?
Exactly. Why would that have anything to do with any of what you just mentioned?
Yeah.
It's truly somebody trying to step up and take care of that game.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're at least drawing attention to it, but I just don't see many people like getting that call to action to come out and do it.
In 2 months, it'll be a Fugazi or Fugazi or whatever the hell it's called. It'll be a fart in the wind.
Yeah, no one's going to give a
On
fuck
to the
about
next
it anymore.
whatever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and from what I saw, fucking, it was not a very good, like, well-acted movie or whatever.
It wasn't well produced, no.
Well, no, it had a really low budget, and, you know, it was brought by that third-party fucking manufacturer, whatever we want to call it. So it didn't have much to begin with. You know, you got fucking Passion of the Christ Jesus playing this, like, kind of badass hardcore.
Keith was? You were in that movie?
Yes.
I was at the doctor the other day.
I didn't say it. I was
at the doctor the other day,
fantastic.
and this, like, midget doctor, like, she had to have been, like, fucking 4'8" or whatever. She's looking up at me. She goes, "Has anyone ever told you look like Jesus?" I was like, I guess so. Whatever.
My mom's 4'9". That's hilarious.
But yeah, picture me just fucking cutting all my hair off and playing an FBI agent, and just how well that would go.
Right.
So,
But it's bringing awareness to something that needs to be brought to the surface in hopes that something
Well,
will.
I think it just goes along with the people that hate this movie. It just goes along with the woke culture that has been indoctrinated into our society.
Yeah. Then there's been a lot of like podcasts for the different spectrums of the right and the left. Like the left is just like, oh, this is QAnon bullshit. It's propaganda. Don't listen to it. And it's like, you know what? I don't think that this is really the stance that you should be taking on this specific topic. Like let's
children
silence,
being raped.
Yeah, let's silence the fucking child rapists that have fucking plagued our fucking media outlets and stuff like that.
It shouldn't matter what side of the aisle you're on for something like this. This is common sense. If it's true and they've got proof of these things happening, obviously I would imagine they have enough to make something like this, then either way you look at it, and either side of what you're on, it needs to be brought to the surface and something needs to be done.
Yeah.
Period.
But who is the ones that need to do that? And apparently our own government is so deeply intertwined with it that like the people at the top that are going to do something about it don't want to because they're the ones actively trafficking these children.
Involved in it, yes. That's disgusting.
It is pretty disgusting.